The Queen's position as head of state in Jamaica was slated in a documentary amid calls for the Caribbean nation to become a republic. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge will embark on a 12-day trip to the Caribbean next month. The couple's first major overseas trip since before the pandemic will see them visit the Bahamas, Jamaica, and Belize. Though the trip will have a largely environmental theme, their visit comes at a critical time for the monarchy as several Commonwealth nations consider severing ties with the British monarchy. Barbados formally removed Her Majesty as its head of state in November, with Prince Charles in attendance at the handover ceremony as a guest of honor. Significant debate is sweeping the island nations, with many wanting to follow in Barbados' footsteps and end their association with Britain as a colonial power. Andrew Holness, the Jamaican Prime Minister, said in December that there was no question that Jamaica has to become a republic. VOD's 2021 documentary Royalty explored how monarchies do, or perhaps do not, survive in countries where they no longer wield power. The documentary specifically focused on Jamaica and quotes a major study by the country's National Commission on Reparations published in the Journal of Black Studies and UTSA Patnaik. The study asserts that Britain owes Jamaica some £3 trillion in reparations payments, mostly for the enslavement of Jamaican people. The documentary claimed that, for the whole Caribbean, this figure reportedly lies at $9.7 trillion, £7.12 trillion. For Africa, it is reportedly $11.9 trillion, £8.74 trillion, and for India it is apparently $44.6 trillion, £32.8 trillion. Carolyn Cooper, Jamaican author and media personality, told the documentary, "We must recognize that a grave injustice was done and the legacy of that injustice remains. Britain's wealth was fueled by slavery." She called on Jamaica to follow Barbados' lead and remove the Queen as head of state. She said, "Having the Queen as a head of state is a classic example of mental slavery. We need to emancipate ourselves from some of these traditions that bind us to the past and do not enable us to claim full freedom." She added, "I think having the Queen of England as the head of state of Jamaica is really ridiculous in the 21st century. We're supposed to be a post-colonial country, yet we're hanging on to all of these vestiges of empire. It's time to get rid of the Queen as head of state." William and Kate's trip will inevitably bring much-needed positive publicity to the royal family in the Caribbean. Their young, dynamic charm will serve as a convenient reminder of the substantial soft power that the monarchy continues to hold. Prince Harry was the last senior royal to visit Jamaica in 2012. His trip was widely considered an enormous success, but also coincided with Portia Simpson, Jamaica's then newly elected Prime Minister, pledging to begin the process to remove the Queen as head of state. Since then, Harry has himself stepped back as a senior working royal, and moved to the United States. His and wife Meghan Markle's interview with Oprah Winfrey ignited further debate over the Queen's role in Commonwealth nations, the documentary claimed. Dr. Angela Brown Burke, a Jamaican politician, told the documentary, "It has sparked another debate in Jamaica. An individual who rules us that doesn't look like us, that doesn't sound like us." Jamaica celebrates its 60th anniversary of independence this year, but the process of becoming a republic is more complicated than in other countries. All amendments to the Jamaican Constitution must be approved by a 2/3 majority in both the House of Representatives and the Senate. Certain sections of the Constitution, including those related to the monarchy, must also be put to a referendum. Yet support seems to be growing for Jamaica to break free from the Commonwealth realms. Even before Harry and Meghan's interview, just 30% of Jamaicans, a record low, supported the Queen remaining head of state, according to a Jamaican Observer poll in 2020. Many feel cutting ties with the monarchy is the only way Jamaica can truly break from its colonial past, especially slavery. Ms. Brown, Burke said, "There is an African saying that until the lion tells the story, we really won't hear the full story because the story is traditionally told by the hunters and not by the lions. I think it is time for the story of the lion to be told." Prince Charles did, however, acknowledge the appalling atrocity of slavery in the Caribbean during Barbados' transition ceremony. He admitted the darkest days of our past will forever stain our histories, and welcomed a new beginning for the Caribbean nation.